Good evening, everyone. I want to start off by thanking you for coming to hear our presentations tonight. I want to bring to you our Team 2 Healthcare Innovation of Revolution Troponin Monitors. I'm Jordan Barnett. I'm a senior in nursing school.
I'm Cody Bowerman. I'm a senior in chemical engineering.
I'm Shelley, a senior in chemical engineering.
I'm Stephen Shepard, a senior in chemical engineering.
So we started our semester doing rounds at the local hospital here in Cookeville, trying to identify different problems and how we could solve those or improve them. So then we started cutting down on our list of ideas and narrowing down on what we wanted to focus on, and we decided troponin, specifically outside of the hospital, detecting heart attacks early. So what is troponin? It's a protein found in skeletal and heart muscles that is released when these muscles die. So doctors in the emergency room use troponin found in your bloodstream to diagnose a heart attack, so they can start that life-saving treatment. So our device is going to be similar to a glucometer, which is common. It checks through a finger stick blood sample blood glucose. So we're just going to reprogram our product, same fashion, but to detect troponin through that same finger stick blood sample. So we started deciding, where do we want to integrate our product? Where do we think it would work best? And we decided more rural areas outside of the hospital because of the transport time that it takes when a patient decides that they started having chest pain and they think they're having a heart attack. So we decided on rural areas, ambulances that service those rural areas, and fast-paced and urgent cares that don't have that technology.
So we contacted Jamestown EMS, and they told us it takes about 9 minutes to get to a house and 54 minutes lights and sirens to Cookeville. So when you have a golden hour to restore blood flow to the heart before permanent damage occurs, or maybe even death. So our device would be able to help give a definitive answer to first responders. So our research indicated that we could possibly model it after a glucometer, and then we also found that there are a troponin strip tester, which indicates the presence of troponin in a blood sample. So after we broke apart the device, we realized it was a bit more complicated, so we reached out to Dr. Sanders, who led us to Dr. Carnall, who is a professor in computer and electrical engineering, and he indicated that we could use a device called a Raspberry Pi, and that is going to allow us to be able to analyze a blood sample similar to a glucometer. Dr. Carnall also indicated that we might need a circuit diagram because it's very complicated, and so as you can see, this one is a circuit diagram example from a glucometer. So as you can see, it's very complicated, so we want to do just a proof of concept of yes, we can do this. So during this time, we also found out about the EagleWorks Challenge for the rural areas. And so Dr. Sanders and Dr. Geist have both encouraged us to participate in this event. And through this event, we really realized the impact that we could have on individuals in rural areas and affecting people's lives.
Alright, so in order to test our concept, we ordered troponin from a human heart, and we worked with Dr. Sanders in the lab. And since the troponin was in a powdered form, we used normal saline to create solutions that had differing concentrations of troponin in each one. So from there, we took a micropipette and we pipetted it into the troponin testing strips. And after we injected it into these testing strips, we were able to see a red band pop up on this T-line right here. So what we would hope to see is that with greater concentrations of troponin, this band has a greater intensity. And with less concentration of troponin, we should see a wider line on this strip. And this would allow us to create a device that reads a specific value for the amount of troponin in the blood. And so as you can see on this monitor, well, actually it's not showing up for some reason, but we have pictures of our troponin testing strips. And you can actually see from those lines that the intensity changes from strip to strip. And so we pulled those images into ImageJ, there's an example of one, and we were able to crop just the red band and put that into ImageJ. And so that analyzes our images, and we were able to convert that to grayscale, and then from that we were able to find an average grayscale value for each of those strips in order to show the different concentrations of troponin.
With these grayscale values, we were able to create a calibration plot of concentration versus grayscale value that we were hoping we would be able to get a mathematical model that we could put into the Raspberry Pi to then allow us to see the concentration based on any grayscale value that we obtained. As you can see, the middle section of this has very linear fit, which was what we expected and what we were hoping and would give us a good mathematical model. On the outsides, it has a little bit of discrepancy, which we have boiled down to human error and with something with the testing method. So due to there being more complexities with Raspberry Pi and stuff like that, it's outside of our project or outside of our expertise, so we are going to need to call in the expertise of mechanical engineers and electrical engineers to help us finish out this project. We are also wanting to pursue the Eagle Works and hopefully the Medical Invention Challenge as well to obtain more money and more grants in order to fund us for this. We are also going to look at the FDA and the CLIA regulations on this to see what we need to do in order to certify our product. Unfortunately, in the past few days, we have discovered another company who has come up with a similar prototype for what we are wanting to do. So we'll have to look into how they have done their prototype to see how ours would differ and how we can improve upon it, or if they are even going to take it to market. With that, here are our references. Thank you all for listening. Do you all have any questions?